What's happening, y'all? Show man Flex, and we back at it with another episode of the Flex Files. Before we get into it, make sure to click that subscribe button below so that way you know when I post new daily content for y'all, like I always do. A man's aura is the same as a woman's looks, okay? It's basically the same as a woman's looks, right? And what I mean when I say that, what I mean by that when I say that is this. Women are not only into like a man that looks good. Yes, I've talked about handsome privilege. I've talked about, a man needs to, I always talk about men needing to keep up their grooming and making sure that they look good. Women still like a good looking man. But what hooks a woman, just like what hooks a man, men get hooked on a woman's looks, their body, and their looks, their face. A woman gets hooked on how a man carries himself. Like, and when I say aura, we talked about aura a lot, but I don't think I've ever broken it down to the point of like the fact that a woman can see a good looking dude, right? And she'll think that he's fine and all of that. But that's why they always say he was fine until he opened his mouth, because oftentimes it takes more than just looking good to a woman. Like, that's not, because aura can also have to do with just your presence, how you make them feel, how you carry yourself, how you walk into a room and you can just be you and people just gravitate towards you, or how you come out of a situation, or how you've came out of a situation and that's made you be the man who you are, the principles that you have as a man, right? That's a very attractive trait to a lot of women, especially fine, beautiful women. Like, fine, beautiful women, they like a man that has principles about himself. And that also can pertain to a man's aura. Like how he carries himself in the friend group. Like, a man could be, it could be like, four of y'all out, you and your homies. And oftentimes a woman can perceive, they're very perceptive when it comes to how a man carries himself and that aura that man carries himself with. Like, you not as like overtly boisterous as everybody else in your friend group. All your other friends and homies are just like always loud and obnoxious, and you the only one. And this be like that a lot of time, y'all, because a lot of time every friend ain't gonna be the same. Y'all ain't gonna always be the same, all be the same, right? You probably the dude that is the more mature one out of the friend group, or you just kind of act a little unbothered. And sometimes women can kind of think that that's mysterious. That's an aura as well. But you're not really being mysterious. You just confident in yourself and you to yourself. You don't really need to showcase who you are and be loud, and overtly loud to prove yourself. You are who you are. You bring yourself, and yourself is enough. Type shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of aura, right? Like, like I said, you don't always have to be the loudest one in the group. You don't always have to be right about everything, prove yourself, dress the nicest. Like, I am into appearance to a degree, but like a lot of time I'll just be like, wearing some sweats or whatever like that, a t-shirt, a sleeveless shirt, a chain. Like, sometimes I don't even really be all loud like that, but I got some of my homies, they be loud. They like to be loud with the way they dress. And that's probably a part of their aura. But aura is about being authentically you, though. You know what I'm saying? And you may have a very calming demeanor and a stoic demeanor, Naturally. That's just something that you naturally have. You probably been through a lot of shit in your life, and you just have a certain type of aura that's like, don't play with me type of aura, like don't fuck with me type of aura. You know what I'm saying? And that shit turn a woman on. Like, you a no nonsense type of dude. Like, a woman can tell that you mad strict. A woman can tell that you mad strict. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you kind of like, as a matter of fact type of dude, and you don't play games a lot. You're not into drama. You're not into games. You're not into gossip like that. That ain't your thing, right? And a woman can kind of tell that, and a lot of women, that turns them on. A lot of women get turned on by that type of thing. So, but that's your blueprint. That's your model, right? It is authentically you. And aura can also have to do with how you walk, how you carry yourself, but how you walk as well. And I've talked about that in other videos as well. Like, there are women that like a dude based on how they walk and how they carry themselves and their demeanor, the whole total package. Because aura is really about the whole total package. Your aura could be that you don't lose sleep over getting rejected, and you don't lose sleep over that. And you could just have conversation with a woman and, it be cool. Like, it ain't, you can have conversation with a woman and you're not pressing anything. You just really having, you just conversing with her about her life, about her job. You ain't even asking nothing about her number, or do she got a man, or, she just probably bring it up because she feels so comfortable around you, and she loves your aura. Like, your aura makes her feel so comfortable with you, and also it attracts her. It's very attractive, so she can't help but open up with you. And you just naturally are in that energy, because aura is an energy. It is a spirit. And a lot of dudes don't know how to be authentically them nowadays anymore, right? And so when we talk about aura, it's something that is kind of like foreign to a lot of men. People think that aura is just how you dress, the car that you drive, the jewelry that you wear. Aura is who you are authentically off the strength of just being you. If you didn't have any tangible substance, right? Aura is an intangible thing. It's not tangible. If you didn't have any intangible substance that could make you very attractive and very appealing to a woman, or not even just to women, because I don't want to, I always like to say this channel ain't just about giving women, but to people. Do you have, things that you have in you intangibly? Can you get and attract people based off of those things alone, off of the strength of just those intangible things alone? Oftentimes, because men are told the value that they have and the value that they carry is based on how much money they make providing for women, so on and so forth, right? A lot of men think that them having a lot of money that equates to them having aura, or they don't need to have good aura because they got money. When that is the case in some cases, yes, there are a lot of women that will just be with a man because he got a lot of money, but she gonna cheat on his ass, or she gonna be bored and tired with him because he's not interested. I've talked about this many times, right? I've pulled women, and this channel ain't to boast about what I do and who I pull and this and that, right? But it's a perspective about it, right? I pull women, I've talked to women, or a woman, and she really only went for dudes that had money. Like, I'm not broke, but shit, I want more money. And I'm working towards that, right? But I'm talking, these are men that are like high 6-figure men and 7-figure men They go for sugar daddies. They go for older men. And these women be in their prime and fine and beautiful. And I have a conversation with them, and based off the conversation with them, you know, and look, y'all, I know I got a deep voice, and sometimes and I can kind of talk a woman panties off if I wanted to. But you can say the same shit and build yourself up as a man and not have the same voice as me. I've seen it. Other men do it, and they ain't got the same voice as me. So it ain't just about that. I was able to pull them off and get their number off of the fact that I won't desperate. See, that's another part about aura. Aura is not, it's an energy, and it's a non-desperate energy. You are not desperate. The energy that you have and that you portray is not an energy of desperation. See, women can sense that shit from a mile away. And if you come off as you not desperate, that's an aura as well. But I was able to get this girl number. She was like, I'm not going to lie, like, I ain't checking for your bank account, nothing like that. But, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I typically go for men that got money, and that's really willing to trick off me, this and that. Y'all, about a week later, I piped the joint down. Piped it down a whole week later. You know what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't even want to brag about that, but, it's not even about, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't about, if you got it like that off the strength of just being you, that's what true aura is about. We were talking about, she went to school to be a nurse and this and that, and she moved out here with her ex-husband who had money, and it's just a whole bunch of shit she was talking about. But she just opening up to me because I was giving her safe space. And see, that's the thing I was talking about. It's probably this gonna be the last point that I drive home to y'all, right? One of the things that I said is a masculine trait. I made a video about this over the weekend, I believe, a few days ago, about the fact that providing a sense of protection, right? That's a masculine trait. And what comes with providing a sense of protection is allowing that woman to be able to open up to you. That woman needs to know that they can open up to you. That's protection. That's providing an element of protection for her to be able to open up to you. That's a very important trait to have that women find very attractive. And that is also an aura, right? Because she look at you as, damn, he's providing me a safe space that I can just open up to him. He's not even going to judge me. I've talked to y'all about that many times, right? Providing a sense of safe space for them to be vulnerable with you, a woman to be vulnerable with you. They know you ain't going to take advantage of that shit. They can just open up to you and you're not going to judge them because of that shit. Damn near going to be a therapist. It's a whole therapist session. But ask yourself the question, why do you think a lot of women have men therapists? A lot of women have male therapists, and they love their male therapists. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's because I've worked security jobs for a long time, and I've had to deal with people and listen to people a lot, right? When they drunk, intoxicated, at a bar. You know what I'm saying? So, another part of aura could be the fact that you don't, like I said, you don't get desperate when you see a whole bunch of women around you and you out at a bar with your homies. That's another form of aura. Like, you literally just, like you can acknowledge that they there and that they fine, and you may even compliment them and tell them that they fine, but then you move on about your day. You be like, you very pretty. Damn, you look, you ain't got to say damn, but you be like, excuse me, miss, I don't mean to interrupt, but you looking very pretty today. I just thought I would let you know that. You're looking very pretty tonight. I just thought I would let you know that. And they'd be like, oh, thank you. And then you be like, you're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your night. You keep it moving. Women love when you just leave them alone. I know a lot of y'all don't want to, y'all don't really want to y'all don't want to do that, but it happens. A lot of women like it when a dude could just compliment them and just go on about their day. It ain't even, okay, yeah, I complimented shorty and that's what it was, right? That's another part of aura too, right? So it's who you are authentically, and it's a sense of not being desperate, right? That's a lot of what aura is. It's supreme confidence. It's not being desperate. It's being who you are and how you carry yourself, right? It's a vibe. It's an energy. It's a spiritual realm in the totality of it all. Excuse me. So, hey, hope this video helps somebody. But aura is a man's aura is pretty much the same as a woman's looks. It draws a woman in. A man's aura draws a woman in, just like a woman's looks draw a man in. Hope this video helps somebody. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that subscribe button below so that way you know when I post new content and new videos for y'all. And, you know, shout out to all the subscribers, old and recurring, being since day one, and the new ones that have just joined this community and this tribe, the Flex Tribe. Thank y'all so much. Until next time, it's your man Flex. I'm out. Peace.